Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lazy, and today let's talk about my league starter for the Dawns of the Hunt update. That's right, this is going to be Lightning Spear, Java Zone, and it kind of reminds me of my Siege Cascade Chronomancer that was probably nerfed in 0.1. So the Lightning Spear, Java Zone is going to be our redemption chance. Anyway, so I put together a very detailed plan step by step on the league starter guide. It will be available on Mobalytics right after I upload this video. This build is perfect if you are going to try and league start it, because from what I see in the videos with ZiggyD showcasing all the skills, the damage seems pretty solid and the Ascendancy itself is very strong, so you should be able to scale this easily into the endgame. With that being said though, we don't actually have any numbers, we don't have any support gems, we don't have any formations, and that will be revealed later into the patch day. So yeah, I'll try my best to provide updates and stuff like that, but for now, let's just talk about the skills, talk about how to set up the class and prepare you for the launch. So in this video, I am going to talk about the skill choice, I'm going to talk about the campaign progressions and how to set up your skills properly. And I'm not going to cover all the skills because ZiggyD have just released 2 videos that cover all the Huntress skills, so if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description of this video. So I did have another video where I talk and discuss on Theorycrafting about the Amazon class, and so I'll leave that link in the description as well, but this video I'll focus mainly on my choice and how I progress through the campaign. So the first Ascendancy node that we should get, in my opinion, is going to be Elemental Infusions. And this Ascendancy node gives us the skills Infused Weapon, and it is extremely strong in my opinion. It has really high percentage scaling, and it should be able to help you do a lot of damage in the early part of the game. And also, we do have a way to generate Frenzy Charge in the early game, so I'll talk about that a little bit later. So as long as you can generate Frenzy Charge in the early game, Elemental Infusion is going to be a safe choice. The second Ascendancy node that we are going to take in roughly around Act 3 is going to be Critical Strike. And in the same ZiggyD videos, he kind of showcased this node and it is looking pretty strong to me. We thought that it is going to be added to the base crit chance, but then it is going to be added to the base crit chance, but it is calculated separately because they have to take into considerations of calculating the distance from you to monster, and then your accuracy and stuff will change. So overall, not much that we have to do here, but this node again very strong from what I can see. And it is important to get it as a second Ascendancy node, because by the time that you can get Critical Strike and you can scale it up a little bit, you will be able to run the Sniper Mark. And in order to run Sniper Mark and sufficiently generate the Frenzy Charge for single target damage, you will need some crit in your build. As far as the third Ascendancies, I think I will take Penetrate next. This is because by the time that you get your third Ascendancy point, you should be around maps. And because I played Shred League, so right around that time that you get to map, you should be able to buy yourself a pretty nice weapon upgrades. For the last Ascendancy nodes, I am kind of debating between Predatory Instincts and Stalking Panther. I have heard there's a build from Root 2 that use the Power Charge body armor. I think it's kind of broken. I'm not sure if it's gonna get nerfed, but Stalking Panther is going to be a pretty good choice if one of the unique just kind of fit in the build. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a pretty safe option to go with Predatory Instinct, so we'll have to see on this one. Alright, so I'll try to keep it short and simple, but this is going to be the written guide for the build. And in here, I do have everything set up. I have the setups act by act, so we have Act 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And in each act, I will provide you the rejects for searching for the items that you want. And we'll have some gears priority here, TLDR. The skill gems will be setups after the information is loaded into the site. Right now, we still don't have any informations, even data mine. So whatever we have, that information and the site is ready, I'll come back and update it. So I'm going to go over the written guide so you understand how to use it and how to understand the fundamental of how to play the build. And this is going to be updated, and I would keep updating this, so if you find any information that have discrepancy with the written guide, just treat the written guide as the most up-to-date. Alright, so for the skill gems, let's just kind of go through them and I will talk about how to actually use the skills and why did I pick it. So for the leveling guys, you just kind of have to follow this priority, go from top down. These will be the guaranteed spot that you can get the skill gems and support gems. We'll start with Frostbomb, which is one of the strongest level 1 spell and which is why we are going to use it. As a matter of fact, the skill actually got buffed after the patch, so it is pretty good. You will mainly use the skill to clear the first 2 boss of the campaign, which is Beira of the Rotten Pack and the Mud Burrow boss. Normally, you would use Frostbomb for AoE clearing in the early games, but because we have Walling Slash, so we kinda don't need the AoE from it. And then you can get Explosive Spear level 2 after you clear the Mud Burrow. And with this, you can also get a support gem as well, which you are going to craft Concentrated Effect and put in Explosive Spear. This is because this spear has the AoE attack and it will make the spear AoE lower, but again, you are using this for the single target damage, so just kind of throw them on top of the boss to do the damage. And then we'll get Lightning Spear, and this is the kind of like the star of our show. Lightning Spear is going to be our bread and butter for clearing AoE for the rest of the game, and hopefully the skill is good. I think this is going to be a pretty good clear skill in the early games, and you might need to get some early frenzy charge to make it work. So it's going to throw out this Lightning Spear that will kind of split when it hits the target, and you can kind of spam this. The attack is kind of slow, so you want to craft Martial Tempo as soon as you can and put in Lightning Spear so you can attack faster, like it's smoother. And then after that, you can kind of suck it with Inebrates to help you, because you will be using this for AoE clear anyway, so you'll be shocking the enemies and killing them to trigger the Innervates for more damage. And then you can use Overabundance on Explosive Spear, so you can put 2 down. And then finally, by level 14-ish, you will be able to craft a tier 5 skill gems, which you are going to get Stormlance. From what I can tell in the video, Stormlance is going to be a pretty good single target spammer skills. It is probably going to be viable to play all the way until the end of the campaign. Basically, you throw down 3 spears and then you will throw Explosive Spear on top of those 3 spears, essentially detonate them for a lot of damage. And by the time that you get Stormlance, you want to craft Lightning Infusion as well to support it with that, and you move the Concentrated Effect over to Stormlance as well, making it do much more damage but with less AoE. This is going to be your early game skill rotations. For initial setups, you just have Frostbomb, Walling Slash for AoE clear, and by the time you get Lightning Spear, you are going to start transitioning into using Lightning Spear for the AoE clear, and you can still use Frostbomb and Explosive Spear for single target damage. And then you can get some Frenzy Charge with Parry and Disengage to do some more AoE or single target damage with Explosive Spear with the Concentrated Effect support. And by the time you get to level 14, you can use Stormlance. And Stormlance is very simple. You throw down 3 spears and then you detonate that with the Explosive Spear. And again, just keep using Parry and Disengage at this point to gain the Frenzy Charge and Lightning Spear for AoE clearing, so no question here. For the passive skill trees, I kind of also break it down into step-by-step as well. You want to follow this order of priorities. For example, you are going to get Horn Instinct and grab this node on the way and then go into Harness the Element. And this is going to do a lot of damage because we already have Shock, and this is going to give us a chance to Ignite as well. And then we'll go into Evil Eye, and then we can get Blur for some movement speed. Optionally, you can also take 2 of these Strength attribute node as well, and then you can use Shield Charge, equip yourself as shields, and you can go faster through the campaign. And then we also had the Act 2 guy as well, where I provide the rejects for Act 2, and then the spears that you're supposed to craft by the end of Act 2 to fight the Act 2 boss. Again, you need flap damage. In the campaign, we are playing an attack build, which means flap damage is always going to be really good for our build in general. You can get it on the rings, on the weapons, and on the glove. Other skill gems priorities, by this point you can get Lightning Spears, just kind of keep your attack skills up to date with the levels, and then you can upgrade your Herald of Thunder as well here, and then you can get Sniper Mark. And by this point in Act 2, you should be able to finish the Trial of the Second month, And then you can get Elemental Infusion, which means we'll have a lot more single target damage with the Sniper Mark providing us with Frenzy Charge, and then Elemental Infusion will infuse weapon and consume those Frenzy Charge for a lot of early game damage. You can also use Barrage as well, and this one just kind of help you throw out 3 of the Stallman's spear very fast and just save time, and it does a lot of damage as well. Here are going to be the support gem that you can get guarantee from the zone as well, so just kind of follow that. For the skill rotations, it's probably the same, but by the time you get Sniper Mark and Barrage, which mean that Lightning Spear is still going to be the only skill we use for AoE clearing. I'm hoping that is going to be enough, but then we'll have to see, and I will again keep this guy updated. But for single target damage, you want to always cast Sniper Mark on the targets, and as soon as we consume the mark to get Frenzy Charge, you will try to cast it again. And then sometimes you will cast Barrage with Stormlance, and because we have Premeditation, our Stormlance will do more damage, which is going to be pretty good. For the passive skill trees, you can just kind of follow the priority here and you should be fine. However, if you are going to get Combat Frenzy earlier, you can actually get it from a level 8 Spirit Gems if you are lucky enough. So if you do, make sure that you are also getting Frenetic early as well, because with this node, you can sometimes gain up to maximum Frenzy Charge, and that is a lot of damage increase because you will have 4 Frenzy Charge in total. So in Act 3, you pretty much know what you are doing already. You don't really need a leveling rejects anymore, because at this point there will be attribute requirements on gear and you can pretty much only use evasion gear, so just kind of open vendor and checks the items. For the crafting part, if you are getting to the Act 3 endgame boss, then a broad spear would be pretty good. But from the implicit modifier here, I think it is both hand slots, but it actually doesn't give more damage, so I'm not actually sure how it's going to work in the game. By the time you get to Act 3, you can start getting the tier 9 skill gem, which the first one is going to be Thunderous Leap. It is a travel skills and it is a lot, and it can do electrocutions, it can do damage as well, it can be a detonator skills instead of the explosive spear, so it's just pretty amazing in my opinions. And if you haven't found a Spirit Gems at level 8 or higher yet, we are getting a guaranteed Spirit Gems in Azak Bok after you kill the Bok Witch. And then you can craft Combat Frenzies. And with Combat Frenzy, we want to change our style a little bit because we want to at least look to electrocute or freeze. And this is why I'm hoping that Glacial Lens will be good for freezing. But I'm not actually sure if it's going to work because any spear throw skill is going to consume Frenzy Charge, and if you consume Frenzy Charge, you might not be able to gain Frenzy Charge. So in the case that Glacial Lens does not work, I will update it and maybe we can go back to the tier 3 skill, which is Ice Fang, to generate the Frenzy Charge in maps. And then after that, you can just kind of focus on upgrading your Herald Thunder. More Herald Thunder mean you can clear the zone faster and progress faster into the end game. And by level 11s, technically we get another skills, but from the video itself, I don't think it is that impressive, which means that I'm not going to use the skill yet, and I'm just gonna focus on our single target damage skill, which is the Storm Lens. And this is going to be the priorities of the skill gem that you should upgrade. And here are all the skill gem as well, support gem as well. And keep in mind that Bullseye is going to be a pretty good one, especially after you have path down here and allocate the... So this is going to be the Act 3 skill gems and the passive tree setups. And I just want to quickly touch on the Dance of Death because I do plan on allocating this node. This is because at this point you don't really need parry anymore to gain the Frenzy Charge, and I want more damage. I want to make the build feel a lot smoother, and again, from what I can tell, the Lightning Spear have pretty slow attack speed, so with more skill speed and stuff like that, it's gonna be help a lot because 25% more, which means that you can really improve your DPS in this scenario. So yeah. And for the rest of the campaign, it should be relatively easy because I think Cruel Act is a bit undertuned at this point, and you get access to a lot more skill gems and support gems. And at this point, you should be trying to get a really good weapons to start get ready for mapping. So for the skill gems priorities, I'm not sure if this is final, but for the third spirit gems, you want to get Wind Dancer, and I will definitely try out the Spirit of Solaris to see if its scale have good damage. At this point, you can also add Conductivity Curse into your build, and this is going to be the priorities for upgrades your level. And at this point, you can also use Electrocutes in Thunderous Leap as well as the third link. For your Wind Dancer, you can add Pin and Blind as well. Those are pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. And this is going to be the final campaign skill trees. And I will definitely make more updates after day 1, day 2. And I will try to provide you the informations on which is good. And again, I think this passive skill tree is not even final because things will be changed in the game. So as soon as the site is updated, I will make sure that I will update the passive skill tree as well, but you can use this as reference for now. And that's about it, guys. This is going to be my league starter, and I will provide more updates again as I progress through the campaign and stuff like that, because it will be my first time play through this. If you have any suggestions on improving, if you want to share some information, or if you want me to test anything out in the campaign, just leave them down in the comment sections. I think I'm going to take a break and get ready for the league launch. Good luck everyone if you are starting, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.